The music didn't start again. So I was feeling like it would become a little awkward. So here we are. Hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope you have a good New Year when that comes around. Thank you. I had a pretty good Christmas Eve. And that is when we celebrate Christmas in Finland. And is my model lagging? Let me quickly quit the game. See if that. Maybe the programs are not getting long. Let's start opening the game again. Oh man. Let's do some settings changes. Can we do anything? It seems the game might lead to staggering in my model. Anyway, I had a very good Christmas Eve, and we're celebrating New Year with my friends with a party. And hello Lou, welcome to the stream. Happy to see you here. I don't know if this game is possible to be played with a controller, so we just go with that. I wouldn't say my model is lagging though. I think the mouth a bit weird because it's not shut low. It is shutting. I'm just keeping my mouth open. Okay, for me, for a moment, it looked like my model was lagging, but it's not. That's good. So this game has been on my wish list, and I bought it now. I was looking for LGBTQ games on Steam like a year ago or something, and this came across, and I was like, oh no, I need to play it. And then here we are. The gender experience, you know. I thought the mouth was just being super. Oh no. I'm sorry, my mouth was being super weird. Yeah, good thing you're not telling me to shut up. There has been one person who asked me what the heck I was doing, like why was I talking, like who I was talking to when I was streaming, and that was really weird. It would be odd to stream without being able to talk. But I hope you have been having a good time, even though you've been busy. Happy to have you here. It's gonna be quite a short stream, I think. The game, on how long to beat, the game was like less than half an hour long, but it still has 7 Steam achievements. Think about that. The music started again, so let me recapture the audio. It's awesome to have technology. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So anyway, of course it's a game about gender. Who doesn't love to converse about the gender fuck? It's gonna be slightly interesting. It's just slightly interesting. I think it's like an area, just like a created space that offers possibility of conversation. I feel like I think my model might be slightly staggering right now. The game is also staggering a bit. Well, we'll see what comes of this stream. I wanted to play this game because I think it's very interesting to see how the creators of the games want to discuss gender. I mean, gender is a very interesting conversation topic, and as a non-binary person, it's like there's not really a day I don't think about it at least a little bit. It looks like a VR game with how it's moving. True, it does. And there's not that many. There's not much representation for like gender minorities anywhere. It's really difficult to sometimes find movies or games or whatever. And usually when there's a trans character somewhere, it like like the right wing and trolls just like attack comment sections, and you know, but you know, it's I bought this game and I thought I wanna see there's another game too. It's called just non-binary. I wanna play one day. Yeah, isn't Disney trying to change that and failing super badly in like representation? I mean, they have tried at least a little bit. I remember in like Finding in Dory, they had like this is the only like openly confirmed canonically gay like queer family I've seen on Disney, but like I think in Finding Dory they included like this one lesbian couple who are, or they used to be influencers and had like YouTube channel and like shared their journey when they build a family and stuff like that. So I think they included them in like this 2-second part of the movie. Yeah, that's all the representation I know of. But the moment I clicked off from the game, my model stopped like staggering or being laggy on my other screen. A representation, I haven't seen it in years, so I can't remember all. Yeah, exactly. That's Disney for you. Okay, let's go. It's lagging a little bit. I feel like it's gonna be like a virtual museum kind of experience. I guess we just walk forward. Getting further and further away. I think this got relatively positive reviews. Do I need to click on it? Oh. Sorry. So, what's your gender? Let's enter. Oh no! No! You know, one thing I do when like there's like surveys. I just like throw dice, or every other time I choose female and every other time I choose male, because it doesn't really matter what I choose if it's a binary option there. Since it doesn't like, you know, I can't represent either. But when it comes to like bathrooms, usually the safest option is going with the assigned gender at birth. Although there's times when I don't just care, I just go with whatever is available. I don't know. If this is gonna be like simulation, then let's go with the safer option here, I guess. Oh, it's not? Can we go with the other? It's lagging a lot. Emotional music on the background. I guess I don't know how the controls work in this game. I guess we are not going. Oh, but we are stuck. There we go. Lost your footing. That question caught you off guard. It did. And we were supposed to go back. And I see this going really strangely. It's a fun game. Redneck. What? What's your gender? Redneck. Gender the other way around. Kind of sounds like redneck. What is behind the corner though? I wanna go there before we
How do I know what my gender is?
Oh great. Yeah, I saw this is kind of like a museum virtually. Trans is an umbrella term for anyone whose gender does not fully match the sex they were assigned at birth. It is the antonym to cis. Today the term is most commonly used as an adjective, but it can also be used as part of compound nouns that describe a given identity. That's true. That is true. I guess this game could be offered to someone like doesn't really know much about this stuff. What the heck? Oh no. Not the dysphoria room. I don't reckon I am a redneck, but I'm more of a more accepting of the LGBT community compared to most. But that is a relief. Gender dysphoria refers to negative feelings arising from some aspects of gender experience. Gender dysphoria is experienced by many, but not all trans people. The term can also be used diagnostically, referring to persistent and clinically significant discomfort with an assigned gender. I think I have the diagnosis. Yeah. Shall we walk through this, or are we gonna get lost? Oh, we are just gonna get lost in this.
Which situations make me feel euphoric about myself?
Nothing. Euphoria, can we reach it? Can we reach it? It's the tree. Is that our final destination, the Euphoria? Did I skip most of the game by coming here? Also, this looks like a fever dream. Yeah, it does. Gender Euphoria, sometimes called gender congruence, is the antonym to gender dysphoria and describes the phenomenon of a person experiencing joy due to one or multiple aspects of their gender identity expressing pronouns, body features, or labels. I mean, I guess I'd have experienced gender euphoria sometimes. I mean, ultimately I enjoy the freedom. I feel like I'm just, especially in places where other people are also like queer. I feel like this utmost freedom mostly. And I guess when I feel seen, I can feel a sense of euphoria maybe, or like this relief or happiness. I think whoever made this game either forgot to include non-binary or you somehow skipped most of the game. Non-binary is already included. Dysphoria is included in it, and trans umbrella term also covers non-binary people, but not all non-binary people find themselves or like label themselves as trans. There's been apparently like some studies about this, and like while some non-binary people also call themselves trans, not all of them do, you know. But I personally I do find myself on the trans umbrella term. Two-spirit is a modern umbrella term used by some indigenous North Americans to describe native people in their communities who fulfill a traditional third gender or other gender variant ceremonial and social role in the cults. The term two-spirit was created in 1990 at the Indigenous Lesbian and Gay International Gathering in Winnipeg, and specifically chosen to distinguish and distance Native American First Nations people from non-native peoples. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Sometimes I think that
oh, no problem. You know, if you don't know about these things, then you don't know.
Just keep repeating.
This group of people I find interesting and know very little of the Hijra. In some South Asian countries, including India, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, the Hijra are trans or intersex people with a distinct and established gender identity. This is a very ancient tradition of a gender role that escapes a rigid gender binary, sometimes called third gender. The term is at times used to describe people who have other gender identities that are less well known in Western discourse. In some such cases, the term is offensive. Yeah, if I remember correctly reading about Hijra, I think there was a case, like, you know, it became like negatively associated, I think. I might be wrong. Oh, that's the dysphoria room. Let's not go back there. I think we might be in a loop. Oh no, are we in a loop? Seems like it's a loop. We are in a loop. There is no escape. Let's fall. Oh no, jump in at the deep end. You weren't afraid to jump into the depth. It's the pronouns room. No pronoun. Ne, they, one, the. What happens if I click on one? Nothing. They just exist here. I guess the only way to go from here is away.
So I can choose my pronouns myself. I wonder what that would feel like.
It feels great to be from Finland. We don't have gendered pronouns. In linguistics and grammar, pronouns are words that substitutes a noun or a noun phrase. Third-person pronouns can be used to talk about people without always using the full name of someone. People can have one or several pairs of pronouns, and some people don't have any or use their name as a pronoun. In many languages, at least some of the third-person pronouns are binary, gendered, leading to the creation and adoption of alternative pronouns, new pronouns. I watched a video where they called like traditional quote-unquote pronouns as retro pronouns as a response to neo pronouns, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Fit into gender stereotypes? Am I gender non-conforming if they don't?
This is really interesting. I would like to learn like who decided to create this. I guess this is not a game. Like it is a little bit of a game, but it's like it's like an educational game. This is a really interesting and odd game, though. At least I'm figuring out a lot more pronouns, though. Yeah, I think it was like over 90%, like over 90% of non-binary people. I think it was in US. Oh, largely. This was through a video, though. It's like it's through secondhand this information, but I think over 90% like did prefer like they them pronouns, and near pronouns were less favored, but people still do like favor them. We are in a void. Oh no, are we gonna get lost in the void? What do they say about void? The term gender void. I've never heard of that before. The term gender void describes an identity that is defined by the absence of gender. It falls under the agender umbrella. I wonder what is the like difference between gender void and agender, or is it like are they basically the same, but people just have a nuance like in the words themselves, like nuance references. And shrimp guys. Like gender void, that is very interesting. But it does make sense, like there's a void of gender. I do feel like that is a very well descriptive like idea. I remember when I was a kid, I just I just didn't recognize, I just thought I was just myself, you know, and for a long time I just described myself by my name, like, who are you and who do you like? Well,
to feel good
just me.
In what kind of situation?
They include drag here too. Performance of masculinity, femininity, or other forms of gender expression. A drag queen is someone who performs femininity, and a drag king is someone who performs masculinity. The term may be used as a noun as in the expression in drag, or as an adjective as in drag show. The usage of drag in the sense appeared in print as early as 1870. Wow, that is really early though. That is really early. How is this supposed to be read? Oh, it's like queer, but it's reflected. Originally a slur against members of the LGBTA community, the term queer was reclaimed in the 1980s and is today a widely used umbrella term describing any person who isn't straight, cis, and DYA. It's a very interesting, like, I haven't seen too many people who get like triggered by the usage of the term queer, but I recall like some years ago in some comment section there was like a person who felt hurt by the term. But I feel like as a person who was born after the 80s, I have never like seen I have never felt really attacked by the term. I use it quite a lot myself. Some members of this community still reject the term due to its past. It has become one of the more widely used umbrella terms and has spawned its own field of political and academic theory. Queer theory and studies. That is actually like has been included in some of my courses too, on like intersectionality and gender studies courses.
Are there parts of my
Demi.
identity that always stay the same?
Oh, I remember this term. I first encountered it on Tumblr. Demigender. An umbrella term for non-binary gender identities that have a partial connection to a certain gender. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that was like this big gender map, gender like term map thing going on Tumblr, and I've encountered this term there, but I felt like it didn't really describe me. I think this is, I thought it was fairly commonly known like term and these people because it was covered. I don't even remember where I learned about it, but I learned about intersex people like very young. Maybe it was my parents, but it's been very surprising to meet sometimes the people who don't know what intersex is. Person who has sex characteristics or sexual anatomy, reproductive organs and or chromosome patterns that do not fit the typical definition of male and female. This may be apparent at birth or become so later in life, like for example in puberty. Intersex people, just like dyadic people, may identify with any sexual orientation or gender identity. Dyadic is a word used to refer to people who are not intersex. Dyadic people were born with sex characteristics which could be categorized into one of the binary genders. Dyadic is a new word for me, personally. But that's a good word to know. Just if it's not that well known, it might be a little clumsy use. Femme or femme or femme is a term that refers to a queer person whose gender expression is considered to be feminine. Femme was originally used to distinguish feminine lesbian and bisexual women from butch women, but it is still one of the main uses of the term. It is common for trans and non-binary individuals to use the term to refer to their identity or expression, even if they do not identify as lesbian or bisexual women. Yeah, I've seen that term being used. I think we have discovered this whole room area. Oh wait, was there a door here? I could see this game as part of like some kind of like, I don't know, museum exhibition that like covers queer history or something like that. I'll be honest, I didn't know what intersex meant until like a few months ago. That is very surprising. I don't know why that is. Like for me, maybe it's because I was like, my parents taught me about this kind of stuff when I was younger. So it's always been for me like very obvious, but yeah, it's interesting. And definitely we should learn about these things more. Ooh, and we are back to the queer room. What's here? Is it still the femme? Oh no, we have come to a completely different place. Yeah, right. This is really like
Am I still
fever
the
dream.
same person that I was 2 years ago?
That's a good question. Do you feel like your sense of style is stabilized and still? Do you still think you're the same person as you were 2 years ago? I think I'm relatively similar. Like I watched like one of my earliest streams and I was like, oh, I was kind of scared. I was like, yeah, like, is it really embarrassing? And then I was like, oh, I was actually quite sensical. I still recognize myself in that. And gender fluid describes certain identities under the multigender, non-binary, and transgender umbrellas. Gender fluid individuals have gender identities that change over time. They could be multiple genders at once and then switch to none at all, or move between single gender identities or some other combination therein. For some gender fluid people, these changes happen or as often as several times a day, and for others monthly or less often. I think my ex identifies as gender fluid. Like their expression also changes. Sometimes it goes to one side and then it's completely different. Passing. Oh yes, passing. Passing is such a tricky thing as a non-binary person. There's really no such thing as passing as non-binary. Like there's like this binary idea that non-binary people should be androgynous, but it's not really that. The idea like if non-binary people should be androgynous, it's just like actually like it doesn't work because non-binary means not in the binary. Like so why should we be in the middle of some binary setting? We are completely like we are detached from that, I think. So the expectation to be non-feminine or non-masculine as a response to a binary system, to set ourselves on some kind of linear thing in the middle, actually just it's weird. The expectation of the passing is a ton of effort. Oh man, yes it is. It is so much effort. Yeah. Oh man, it's really unfortunate the game makes my whole computer stagger a little bit. Like when I press myself away from the game, I'm not staggering as much. Also, welcome to the stream, Bonnie. But yeah, it's passing is really. This is surprising to me. I'm honestly very shocked. About what? About what are you surprised about? But I remember like I've had these conversations a lot with my friends. Like most of my friends are non-binary. Like in our friend group, there's like 2 cis male people, and then everyone else is non-binary. And sometimes I talk about it with my friends, like about this, like this like self-expression, in relation to binary expectations. I think there's a lot more things I didn't know about. Well, I'm happy this stream has been educational at least. But I feel like sometimes like I remember distinctly this one time my friend was like expressing their feelings of insecurity in their like non-binary identity because there was like a little bit of comparison, like they would not be considered maybe androgynous person, and in comparison to them I would be, and also like between us two I'm the one who also like feels maybe doesn't feel need for example surgeries and stuff like that. So there's like this kind of like hierarchical positioning there, which is really sucky because there shouldn't be, because non-binary is exactly like it's just freedom from everything. Like you can do whatever you want, you don't have to be like in the middle or in a position in relation to things, even though it's true like we grow in like societal settings and we grow against feminine and masculine divisions and stuff like that, and that is where we get our influence and we react to that, of course, and it makes sense that a lot of non-binary people would want to create this like gender fuck of an experience and just like go somewhere in the middle, but it shouldn't be an expectation, right? Yo, Skippy, what the heck? I haven't seen you like in a long while. What led you here? How are you doing, buddy? I am. But it's like it's a like a conversation I enjoy having, like conversing about the term passing in relation to like non-binary. Like some few people don't feel non-binary enough, and I think that is really sad. I was awake for a while. Well, for once, enjoy your life, lol. Well, welcome to the stream. This is like a museum kind of educational game, which makes me stagger, so don't worry about it. Anyway, let's read the definition here. Passing describes phenomena where a trans person is read as either cis, their correct gender, or the gender they want to be perceived as by an outside party. Being able to pass is often seen as a privilege. Historically, the term has been used for BIPOC, who were white passing and thus able to escape some of the legal and social conventions of racial segregation and discrimination. Alright, I forgot that it has like background, the term has background in that, like people who are mixed. That is true. That is true. So, how have you been, Puppet Bow? How has life been for you? I sometimes stop by your streams. Oh, it's this. We want to avoid that, don't we? A term for people whose gender identity matches their sex assigned at birth. It's the antonym to transgender and trans. It's derived from the Latin prefix cis, meaning on this side of. The dictonomy of the terms cis and trans is also used in chemistry. That is true. And it's confusing sometimes to see like trans somewhere and be like, oh, trans, and then it's just chemistry and stuff like that. Okay, is this a never-ending loop if I go to right? It's been fine, just drawing and hoping for comms. That is true. That is very, yeah. Have you had any commissions? Have you enjoyed streaming? Did you celebrate Christmas, by the way? And how did that go if you did? Should we just jump down? No, we can't jump down. We were close to some kind of opening to get out of this like area, but here we are. We go back. Maybe we can find our way out. Yeah, there's that. And then we have this. And then up here, what do we have? What do we have up here? As of lately, I haven't had comms, and Christmas was fine. I hear that. For some people, Christmas is not that easy time of the year. Yeah, I think, yeah, we have been here before. Are we gonna have to go all the way back? I don't know. Hope not. Let's try to go through here. Emotional music trying to guide us somewhere. Okay. But this is just leading us to the same places, right? Demi and drag. Okay, let's go one more time through. This might take a while. It's gonna be half an hour section of me trying to get out. Oh man, what is this area? We have been here before. No, it's just gonna lead us to the same place with no way out. This game is amazing. Yeah, it truly is. It truly is. Okay, let's see if we can get out of here. We need to hang out sometime. We do. I mean, we could just hang out on a voice call or something like that too, you know? That sounds like something to do. I could maybe get something done like that, being on a voice call and drawing at the same time. There's a lot of people I haven't been in touch with for a while. You wouldn't mind that? Me neither. That's good. It would be sad if it was bothersome. Like, oh no, having to deal with this person. That would be sad. Can we go through? No, we can't go that. Is this a game that doesn't have an ending? Like we just end up in a loop and then just quit the game? No way. There has to be like there's some tree, right? There was a tree I saw. In the concept art too, like the game has like a picture of a tree that we saw a glimpse of with the gender euphoria, right? I'm just really bad at mazes like this. Not really my strong suit, you know? Looks like a black hole, it does. We have the void there, right? There's the void, and we have the drag. Oh! It's the exit. Okay. And where do we get? It's a lie? Yes. And then we... Now there's more toilets. Ah, yes. And we find a way out and it's a cutscene. And when I click off the game, it stopped staggering. This is weird. There's performance issues with this game. You don't trust this? You think we're gonna get trapped? Oh, we got out. We got out. And there's the credits. Programming. 2 people. Voice acting. 2 people. And 2 people testing the game. I mean, I think this was quite interesting. I did learn new terms. I think this could be like an interesting experience for some people. The original release of the game was created in under 36 hours as part of the Binary and Beyond Team BPB game jam. Okay, that tells a lot. Okay. We'd like to point out that while Watch Your Gender was created by a team of mostly queer devs, we do not have first-hand experience of all identities, terms and concepts featured, and even where we do, the experiences and the definitions we use may differ from those of others. But that's why it's interesting, like it's good to have like all these kind of different medias that can have conversations. It's barely been 40 minutes long. And that's longer than I expected. I thought this would be like 20 minutes long. But we were able to stretch it out. I wasn't supposed, like I thought like I was thinking I want to have like a shorter stream today. Since it's like a spontaneous little thing. So this is just perfect. This is perfect. I hope this game can be a source of information and insight for those unfamiliar with the shown concepts and a source of comfort and recognition for those who feel seen. What it does not aim to do is to tell anyone how they should define the labels that they apply to themselves. Yeah. That's great. I think this is good. It's good to have medias like this that discuss these topics. Then they can spark a conversation, and then the pieces of media can also comment each other. And then we can create more and more representative material. That is the ultimate goal. No, but okay, this was it was more of a like a term, like going through terms instead of like maybe I was looking for some kind of story narrative, maybe a personal story, and narration of someone's like diary or something like that kind of thing. But you know, I don't mind this. And if it was able to educate us, then I think it reached its goal. That's good. But I did not mean to make this stream really long. So maybe some final words, and then we end it. Tomorrow I am going to stream. I still don't know what to play though. What should we play? I'm not sure. I kind of expected this to be like one of those 2-choice games. Alright, yeah, where we have to go through like rooms and we have to make a decision, and it's painful and binary and kind of like puts you into the shoes of like genderqueer people through. Yeah, the question, yeah. Of course, I read this through my own lenses. So I was like, oh yes, it's gonna be a game about non-binary identities, but it's more than that. Have you played Monster Hunter World Iceborne? I have not played Monster Hunter games. And there is a reason for it, because I feel like I would become sad if I did. Because it's about hunting monsters, and I'm like, but can't we just not be, can't we just be friends with the monsters, you know? And then I become sad. So I think it's better I just don't play Monster Hunter. Although like I am quite brutal, but when the whole like focus of the game is in hunting monsters in the title, at least that's how it like shows to me. Maybe it's not about hunting monsters and everything else, but maybe it's about everything else. Maybe it's actually like tender care. I just like I've seen like few clips here and there. Haven't really watched streams of people playing it, but I got the like impression that it's about killing things. So you're a pacifist. I'm a vegan. I'm not a pacifist though. Every time I try to do a pacifist run in a game, I end up just killing everything and everyone. So I wouldn't call myself a successful pacifist. And I do end up playing games like Doom, so that is also not a good on my record for pacifism. But I think like when the violence is headed towards non-humans, then I sometimes feel a little bit more sad. Like if it's killing other people, I feel less less sad about it. That does not sound good. Maybe we should not explore that further. That is why I'm not playing Monster Hunter games. There's this game called Planet Zoo, I think. People suck so fair game. Lol. Yeah, I know, right? Like there's this game, I think it's called Planet Zoo, where you like create and build and maintain a zoo. And I played it for a few days, like intensely when I got it. And then I started to feel more and more and more bad looking at the animals in their closed cages just to make profit so people can look at them. And then I started feeling so bad I can't play the game anymore, even though I enjoyed the like creating like areas there and like building things. So maybe I should just get myself like a city builder or like town building game where I can just like put my time into creating some spaces without animals involved, you know. Yeah, but if it was like if there was a mod and it could just be people put into cages, maybe that could be fine and interesting. I mean, I've been interested in like exploring actually I'm not gonna put I have not thought I have not cultivated my thoughts surrounding this idea far enough to present it in in a sensible manner, so I will not go further with that. But that'd be a dark as fuck game. I mean, I've had like a book idea of exploration of zoos, but from the perspective of having humans in them. I guess it could be also exploration of like colonial times, when people brought like Europeans saw non-Europeans as like spectacles and stuff like that. Human Zoo Tycoon, yeah. Wasn't there an old game that allowed you to create animals in Minecraft looking way? I have no idea. I have not played that kind of game. I'd be interested to read it. Yeah, it's like an old idea I had and I made notes around it, but I think for that I'd need a lot of time to approach it. But yeah, like humanizing some of those kind of situations, like zoos. Living humans there. You know, for some people that could work, and then there's people who think there's like some intrinsic quality to animals that no matter how you present it, like, well, here's the science about animals and their like, you know, behavior and their development and their emotions and ways of language and stuff like that. And if you present that, there's still a lot of people who see it as, but well, they have a role and they have a position, and you know, because of that, it doesn't, like, you know, that information doesn't change their position and that they intrinsically belong to a certain hierarchical place, you know. But it would be still an interesting exploration of darker themes. It could be like some psychological horror kind of situation, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of book ideas I had, and I think a lot of them are solid. I think a lot of them have like solid ideas behind them, but it's like writing a book is so difficult. Also, like my language skills have just eroded. Like my Finnish is really bad nowadays. Even though like a while ago I opened my laptop and I saw like weirdly labeled files, and I opened them and I was like, oh, where have I gotten this text? And I was looking for sources because I always like add sources so I can return to texts and, you know, articles and books and stuff like that. And I didn't find it, and then I realized I have written this myself, and I was, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not hopeless after all. I just need to read a little bit more books in Finnish so it comes back. I mean, if an alligator can act like a dog and a tiger can be adopted as an exotic pet, who knows what else can be done? A lot of things can be done. Yeah. I find myself like, you don't even need to read books or like animal behavior and cognitive studies to find similarities across species, like acting and patterns. And that is why I find it so confusing how people can just like be really blind to non-human animals. Yeah. Well, this is a great way to end the stream, I guess. But those animals don't really change when they're pets. They're still wild. Haven't gone through the domestication process. Yeah. Yeah. That is the thing. I find it very interesting, like the theories of human self-domestication. Like when we have people with abnormal behaviors or overly aggression and stuff like that. Like the theory goes like through imprisonment and executions and social exclusion, discrimination like that, we have developed the species as a whole towards a certain direction, like by favoring certain kind of behaviors, temperaments, and personalities in people. I've not read much about the theory, but I remember someone like mentioning it somewhere or in some book or something like that. Even if it doesn't have good backing, it's still an interesting framing of like the development of our species as a collective in society. Although looking at the state of the world, I don't know if we have really successfully domesticated ourselves. Looking at the horrible things that are happening, you know. I wonder what I should play tomorrow. I was kind of thinking Hollow Knight. But we'll see about it. I need to think about it. But as long as people go, I feel hate just propagates hate. It does. It does. It doesn't really help. Just be hateful. I personally think, in my pacifist idea, that cultivating and helping people to learn empathy and understanding and emotional tools, conversation and communication tools, and ability to listen to one another could help a lot. Like that is my pacifist opinion on things, but you know, and I guess that is like in some cultures and in some parts of the world the situation is slowly maybe developing that way, where like those kind of tools and skills are more and more valued. And if I remember correctly, like there's been multiple articles I've read and multiple conversations I've listened to where they have discussed like how one of the rifts of polarization between like men and women in society is because like what has once been seen as good qualities, which is not the emotional skills. For example, a workplace, like the emphasis of what skills are being valued have changed, and in that sense, women have maybe they have been raised to have more of those skills that are now being valued, that can create a certain kind of isolation, feeling of isolation and exclusion in men who have not been taught and supported to develop the same kind of social skills or whatever. Like that is one thing that has been like talked about when looking at like graphs, where you can see a big, like a higher division between the binary genders. Interesting topics to discuss and ponder. Anyway. Oh man, here we are, me spouting my thoughts here. I don't know, somehow it makes me really uncomfortable because I don't have like source materials right next to me, and here I'm like, I'm scared that I'm like spouting nonsense. It's just what I remember. Yeah, tomorrow I will be streaming a longer stream. Maybe I'll be aiming for 3 hours again, we'll see. And I think I was scheduling it for around this time that I'm right now streaming. Once I've decided on the game, I'll create a waiting room, but until then I'm still deliberating. It is interesting, it's really interesting. And it's really important to study these things, you know, obviously, in order to react and take into consideration changes in society and these things, so we can try to support people and develop conversations and develop models, but in order to bring ourselves to live in a society that takes care of people and recognizes people's needs, and people can get along. I'll join it if I can. That would be lovely. I'll create the waiting room once I know what to stream tomorrow, and I'll keep you guys updated. I also created myself a public Discord account. That was something I was supposed to mention in this stream. I made a community post about it because a few people have asked me of my Discord, and I don't feel like comfortable sharing my personal Discord really openly. But now I have like a public Discord for this like streaming thing. So if you feel like you wanna add me as a friend, you can do that. I still don't have like a Discord server. I feel like our community is quite small, but I have been developing one, like creating channels and thinking how to go about the thing. Be careful with that little, yeah, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, it's an attempt. We shall see how it goes. But like my channel is so small, I think it's gonna be quite safe, you know. And I can if some people like approach me, I can just block them, you know. It's fine. And then if it all goes south, I'll just delete the whole account, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the thing. So not for widespread, but if people feel like it, they can do that, you know. I have publicly I have like my email account mentioned. Like my email is like in every descriptions of my streams and stuff like that, and like in the past I encourage people to reach me through that, but maybe it's a little it can feel less effective, and sometimes the emails go into the spam folder, so that is annoying. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're ending the stream here. I'll keep you guys updated the best I can, and yeah, happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining the stream. It was lovely to have you all here and chatting, experiencing gender, and yeah, see you again. Bye bye.